Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards from Monday, December 21st, 2020. We're pulling from the Power of Love. They're calling activation cards. So they're not actually oracle cards. I said that for IG. I apologize. So the first card we have is expression. And I feel like this is how we express ourselves, our authentic selves. Integrity. So this is like, people say a lot of jibber jabber, but when it's time to sit there and actually walk the walk, a lot of people don't do that. They sit there and they show their true selves. They're just jibber jabber. They're telling you what you want to hear. And individuality. I say this a lot with people that I work with for mentoring. And I tell them it takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of devotion, and you have to be your authentic self. And I said, everyone is different. This is where individuality comes in. This is where integrity comes in. This is where expression comes in. Because those are the key ingredients to be a successful healer. I told them, people can see right through the BS. So, you know what I mean? People can BS all they want. But people that are actually into this stuff, like, I have one person that I've read for a year now. I say years because, we're going into our second year. And, she's very well versed. She does all of her homework. She takes classes. When you speak to her, you can hear how well versed she is. She just knows everything. And it's just like, she could read through the bullshit. You know what I mean? So that's why I say, like, you never know who you're reading for. Because you come across someone like that, she will tell you 1000% you are full of it. So our first card is expression. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. So this is where I feel like, after my father passed, it was like, I sat there and I kept saying, God, I want someone that's like my dad, hardworking, family man, honest, authentic. And I actually got Shane. And Shane and my father's birthday are actually only a couple days apart. Shane is on the 4th, my dad's on the 7th. They're both Scorpio men. And I was just like, oh my God, that's crazy. So you have come back to Earth to share your individual wisdom and express your personal code, which you have developed through lifetimes of experience. And that's where I feel like it's like we haven't only lived one life, but we have lived many lives. This is where I feel like our souls have that recognition in one another, because it's like, I knew you in a separate life. I've 1,000 billion% feel that with my best friend Janet. I feel like I've known her in another life. You have many methods of soul expression available, whether it's to be the words, dress, art, or movement. Each form shows your character and reveals an important aspect of your being. When you express your soul's true nature to the rest of the world, you are led by example. You must be true to your nature and never attempt to alter your self-expression to please someone else. Because when you do, you lose yourself. Honestly, if you act only in receiving approval from others, you demonstrate that you do not believe in yourself or respect your uniqueness. Don't succumb to peer pressure to desire to fit in. So I always said this to myself: I'm everyone's friend until you give me a reason not to be your friend. A lot of people are like, well, they're this. I'm like, well, they've never done anything to me. Like, yes, I'm aware, and my antennas are up that they've done this to you. I will stand by your side, but I will also sit there and give them a chance. And when they sit there and show their true self, I'll be like, you know what? You are a mother effing whatever. You choose to ignite in the physical domain and to flow in the blueprint chosen by you. Let your soul's life illuminate your ideas and express them in a tangible way. To get your message across, believe in it. Present your point of view clearly and lovingly so that others understand you. As you continue your path, make sure to leave your destructive mark and footprint to inspire and teach others. So next is integrity. And I feel like this is what I truly value in people. And I don't mean like because it's like I want something from you. It's like, this is how I walk. If I say something, I mean it. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I will do it 1,110% to make sure that I've done everything possible to make sure that this happens. I don't just jibber jabber. And I feel like a lot of people jibber jabber, and I tell people that if this is just jibber jabber, then honestly, don't even utter the words. I'd rather know that, you know what, when my back's against the wall, you're not the person to call. And that's fine. That's who you are. But at least you're 100 with me. I'd rather appreciate someone that's 100 with me. If you call on me, I'm not going to be there. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm too lazy. Or I just don't give a shit that much. I don't care that much about you. So I'd rather someone sit there and tell me that and be 1010% with me than to sit there and pretend to be something they're not. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest with love with every action. There is great charisma between believing in something and demonstrating it to the world. Walk your talk is the mantra of this card and bridges this gap. You can read every spiritual book available, but you don't practice what you accepted in your heart. So people sitting there saying, like, you know, do unto others that I do unto you. So they go out there and be a-holes. I remember working at a coffee shop and this guy sat there, and me and my best friend were opening on Sunday. So we would get the church crowd, and he would always sit there. I'm such a spiritual man. I'm such a good man. This guy was probably in his 60s, maybe they're showing me 58, and he'd hit on my 17-year-old friend. And I'm like, you just came from church. You always profess, I've gone to church, but you come in here and hit on a 17-year-old child. And he just looked at me. He goes, you were working when you should have been at church. I said, God is everywhere. I said, I can pray to God everywhere. And I said, at least I'm not sitting there doing, you know, as soon as I come out of the church and sinning. That was the last time we saw him. But, you know, it's like, dude, don't sit there, profess you're a man of God, and then sit there and hit on a 17-year-old. Like, you need to slow your roll. Holding love and compassion and cornerstones of your behalf in your belief system is very difficult for manifesting them into the real world. Integrity is the state of wholeness and completeness of being. When all the pieces of your psyche are unfiltered as one, you don't have to try to compensate. You just are. A person with integrity follows through on their commitments. If you tend on to second guess yourself or filled with conflicting options, you might be struggling to find your authentic self. And that's okay. Life is about learning to better you. And if you aren't learning something every day, there's a waste opportunity. You know whether you are coming from the integrated space. Notice your behaviors during the time of chaos. Is there a gentle quiet of mind or a clear path that is seen? Then love is present. When you come from this center, you're in the moment, not swaying by the past or the future. You shine a beacon of self-assurance that draws all good things to you. Do everything with a pure heart. You know, some people sit there and they, you know, you give to, like, you know, what do you call those? GoFundMes. Every time you donate to any charitable organization, they ask you to put it on your social media. So they said they hope that, you know, if you have so many friends, maybe 3 of them will sit there and say, oh, they donated, that looks like a good cause. You know, I'm going to donate to that cause. But some people say it as like you're bragging. But I'm like, well, you're told to share it so others will donate. You know what I mean? So I just stopped sharing. First of all, I do mine anonymously. I don't take any tax receipts because that's what it says in the Bible. You make a donation, it shouldn't be taxable. You sit there and you know that God has seen what you've done. And I stopped sharing on my social media. Certain campaigns I will share because, like, you know, we with the I almost said her name, with the individual raising for the Children's Legal Fund. You know, I shared that because I wanted to draw attention to, like, you know, that a lot of children undergo a lot of violence and violent situations. And, you know, the people that are willing to stand up and be their voice need help. Individuality. You leave your unique stamp of love on everything you do. And this is where it's very important not to lose yourself in the world. Be yourself. All souls originate from the same source of energy, but the Earth's school affords us the opportunity to feel separate. This is the double-edged sword of life in the physical domain. Our nature to be one with the whole. But when we initiate our awareness of divine self is demonstrated, lessons are learned. More quickly, your goal is to feel connected with everything while you experience the illusion of separation. and your path is, and the goal is your own. It's your individual journey. At the beginning, you may relate to the human aspect of yourself, the ego, but eventually glimmers of your true nature start to manifest themselves through awareness. When your distracted soul personal experience itself and you live your life consciously, you have moved beyond the illusion of physical domains and have come home to the truth of your spirit. As you present yourself in this world, every other soul who crosses your path will recognize the keen sense of familiarity and start to remember their spiritual heritage as well. Be yourself and love abundantly. That is what life is well lived. I feel like, when they talk about, living so many different lives, and I say this to my best friend all the time, it's like, I knew you in a past life. I could just feel it. Like, I've known you from somewhere else. I don't know where, but I just feel it. It's just like, that is truly a very unique friendship, where you could sit there and feel that closeness to someone, and it's like, I've known you longer than I actually known you on the planet Earth. It's pretty profound. It's an amazing friendship. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for December 21st, 2020. Sorry about the noises around. May the universe bless you good, and we'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Have a good one.